little circular platforms. Yeah,
All
I think
right.
you mentioned these platforms. If you go up really high, so just go to spectator mode and just fly up.
Okay.
And you can kind of see the circular strokes of the wall canyon when you
Right.
go along the side. That's basically me. This used to be like a really steep wall, and with World Paint, there's basically this flatten brush where whenever you press it, the terrain around it gets basically flattened to that level you click at.
Okay.
So I basically spammed it around on this wall, so you get all these circular kind of pillory things in the wall,
Mm-hmm.
and that's more interesting than just this straight wall.
I see.
I kind of missed it here. Like you can kind of see how it would have stayed like this, just
You're
with a
saying
flat.
here, but I don't see any fireworks going
Oh,
off. Oh, I
here.
see you.
Yes.
Okay.
It would have been like really
I see.
like
Yeah, it is very straight
straight
there.
like
Okay.
this. I need to send you some pictures of how this looked in development because I have some,
I
and then you
see.
could just edit those in even.
That would be fun. If I remember to do it. And you remember to send them,
hmm
yeah.
And if I remember to send them.
Right. And then let's see. The train, once again, the tracks have to, disappear to somewhere, so they disappear into a cave. And I think there's just like another food chest or something back here.
I
That was just a
actually
random
think
chest.
if I remember this one, so let me see. This one has a this one has the y coordinate of 122. So if I continue on with this rail and go up a little bit,
It was 92 when I was just looking at it, but go on.
uh, 122. Oh, sorry, the z coordinates.
Oh, okay.
My bad. Yeah, it's the same as the other one where the treasure map is.
I
That
see.
one also, so they perfectly link up, except for the height.
I see.
So it's like the tunnel in between collapse. That's one of those really small, minor things I am OCD about.
All right. Interesting.
So basically, this tunnel connects to the one on the other side of the mesa,
All right.
which is
I
kind of interesting.
I don't find it as interesting, but I'm glad you're glad.
I find it interesting that I do stuff like that. I'm behind you, by the way.
Okay. Got Bessie the cow over here. Yield Bessie. And I guess she's just here for the cake.
And you can't even kill her.
Ah, I never tried.
Oh, she's running around. She's wild.
Yeah, I saw some other people boxing her in to try to make her invincible. After I saw that she was there, I didn't go near so that skeletons would never fire at her or something. But I figured, yeah, it's for the cake achievement, and if I don't get it, like, I'm not going to be too upset about it anyway.
The cow goes wild. Just like the crowd.
Why do you torture me? Why did you make me invincible?
At least he's not getting hurt. He's just getting energized. That's it.
I
He's
see.
all warmed up. Wink.
That's an interesting idea. Could you like make a skeleton riding a invincible cow on a field of fire and somehow be speeding around crazy or something? I don't know. It's
Oh,
I don't think I've ever seen. That's not true. I was gonna say a stacked mob where a hostile is on top of a peaceful, and then I realized that chicken jockeys are naturally in the game, and they're one of those.
Oh yeah, here we go.
But I don't think I've ever seen like a skeleton riding a cow or a pig or anything like that in a map. And
I was actually, there was actually a thing of one. This one.
I see. Yeah, they go fast. I guess the zombie controls it so it wouldn't run away from the creeper. Or would it? I guess you can spawn some creepers around and try to find out.
Wait, that was not really intentional. This one. Like if you look at me.
Yeah.
You see me, right? It's really slow until it gets close, and then it starts to jump at me.
Oh, that's really cool. Just because of the cat's portion of the AI.
And then it's really slow again.
I see. If you spawn creepers near it, does it run away?
Probably. Yeah, it does. Oh, that's actually really cool. Oh, and the creeper runs away as well. It's like a whole new dynamic. And okay, I'm getting killed. No. Oh, that was close. That was bad.
All right, yeah, that's a pretty interesting mob. So yeah, and then yeah, I guess you could have like a creeper riding a wolf, and the wolf would be chasing the skeletons, and so the creeper would be chasing them too, and the skeleton would try to shoot at the wolf, and it might hit the creeper, and they might blow up, and
Credits
there's
to Vehuda for that one actually.
I see.
She linked that mob to me.
I see. That's cool. But yeah, I would enjoy seeing more combinations that have interesting interactions like that.
The problem with that one is it's kind of buggy because, or at least kind of janky when it gets really close. It's really
zombies.
like sporadic.
Yeah.
And the hitboxes are
Yeah.
amazing in this game.
Good job, Mojang.
Like, have you looked at the Silfish hitbox? It's like amazing.
I for a game that only runs at 20 frames a second, when a mob can move more than 3/10 of a block in a 20th of a second, you can't have the hitbox be 3/10 of a block. Like it's just that simple.
Did they fix this? Nope, I cannot hit this guy.
Yeah.
So annoying.
Like I mean, there's a bug about it, but like even the bug that like people talk about the hitboxes like being the same size as the mob. No, the hitbox shouldn't be the same size as the mob. The hitbox should be the right size so that it works with gameplay, even if the hitbox is bigger than the mob.
Like make it a little bit bigger, and especially now with the cooldown timer, it's like
yeah. Because before, at least you could spam, and you know, one every 20 times you get lucky, and so it would work out okay because you were swinging 20 times a second or something.
That's why I was thinking of just adding spammable swords, like rapiers, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Fix your game, Mojang. So up here on top of the lava fall, there is a chest.
And
that's some decent stuff. But yeah, just more things to find.
More reward.
And there was an emerald over here that you could see from on top of Dusty Peak, or at least that's where I spied it. And I remember Travel Dog just loved this tiny little area with the sleeping cot and the fire. And
yeah, this is, I don't know why this is something I picked up from Half-Life. Just a small, secluded secret room with all these.
It's cozy.
Yeah, it's cozy. That's it. That's a good description of it. And
so, yeah, in the contrast of the, you know, super hostile kind of map or whatever, like that makes it especially cool.
Yeah, it's kind of this small bit of respite. Oh, hey, that's snow. Oh. It's actually good to know.
Oh, yeah, you could have hidden something under there. I hadn't really thought about that. But, yeah, this place is too cozy to hide something there, I think. But, yeah, if you were using that style of cot somewhere else, well, I guess you could hide redstone blocks under the carpets just as easily or something, so.
I kind of like giving out snow, so you could use them as enderpearl tracers.
So you could use them as what?
Enderpearl tracers. You could test out, like, this is where the snowball lands, so I could throw an enderpearl.
I see what you're saying. I can't imagine anybody ever actually using that. Like, I don't even throw ender pearls all that often, but in the rare cases that I do in this map, like, I actually find that I'm pretty good at it, so I don't feel like it's that hard, and I can't imagine people spending extra inventory just to have the perfect tracer. Hey, be careful where you're standing there. There might be a trap.
Really? Tell me more about it. This is one of those. This one felt mean to me as well.
Yeah, when you were saying about the meanest trap, this is... I guess this one, it's because you fall into the spider webs. Yeah.
It used to be like instant drop in lava, but this one, now it's... Let me give myself like a stack of blocks and... Oh, give myself some regen because... Oh, that's not regen. Like you're going down really slowly,
right?
Wasting video time. But it's like when you get really low,
Is it only one deep, the lava, so you can place it anywhere on the ground, or do you have to place it against the wall?
I think I made it quite deep, but you could at least place it against the wall
Right.
quite quickly. Because there's enough time in between. You could even
Looks like it might only
break...
be one deep. Well,
Wait, is it?
yeah, I think it's only
Oh,
one
yeah,
deep.
it is.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it's this one is really not that
Okay,
big.
so that one, oops. That one's pretty nice.
Because while it's like a moment of, hey, I got you,
Yep.
I still don't punish you really badly for it.
Right. I appreciate that. Yeah. TJ and some of the other, more hardcore CTM players who want the traps to kill them all the time or whatever might feel differently. But I like this kind of trap that it's like, okay, you got me, but I get to keep my inventory.
And it keeps the heart racing, which is good.
Yeah.
Instead of just, you died. It's more like, okay, I need to be careful because the next time it could be less forgiving.
Right. I can't remember if we talked about it in the previous video recording session, but like, did we talk about using keep inventory true at all in CTM maps?
I don't remember.
Do you
Especially
ever?
because we talked about it earlier. That's a thing as well.
I see.
Um,
I don't know. Do you have anything
I
to say
have
about it? It's kind of random.
I have considered it. I've also heard of people just putting it on themselves. So I might
Right.
just put it in a rule book at the start, where you have like a book where you could like say like difficulty, normal, whatever. Maybe you could even disable the food system if people really want that, because not everybody's a fan of it as well.
I see.
So I
Yeah.
might put a keep inventory option in there as well.
Right. It'd
If
be an
I-
interesting thing, especially if you're going to be making a
Something
more
at the
difficult
start.
map as just like a way that you also give people like a lesser difficulty option or whatever, so that people who might be too intimidated to play, a hard version of the map, or a hard render map that might be, like Goliath hard or something like that would give them a leg up.
There could be something for US6 because currently it's shaping up to be a brutally hard map.
Right.
So that might be a good option.
So Dungeon 5, Dusty Peak.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually two entrances or two like signpost entrances. There's the sign over here, which I think this is the only place that it names Red Hollow Town. But then it also points out Dusty Peak, but you could also enter it from the Red Desert over on the other side. Did you, when you originally made this place, did you have like one or the other entrance as kind of the main entrance in mind and then add the other one, or?
The main idea of this, because on the other side it's kind of like it's kind of like it kind of has this shape. It basically sticks out a bit right over here.
Uh-huh.
So you had this empty spot right here, which is basically the other entrance.
Uh-huh.
So instead of walking around the whole thing, I thought it would be neat if you could just go directly through it.
Okay.
And it would basically also make the world more connected as well.
I'm going to fly through in
run.
spectator mode just because I didn't do every little bit of this dungeon, and so I don't have a good enough sense of exactly how it all fits together. So I'm over by the other dungeon entrance over here, so I just kind of flew straight across to see the main room. And then underneath this main room, if you fell in the bottom, which is something that I never did, it looks like... Oh, wow, there's a bunch of treasure chests down here.
Yeah, this is something. In Corona, so many people went down the dang spider pit.
Uh-huh.
And we're like, Render, why you hide stuff here? So I put this gray concrete block in between all the cobwebs with the black concrete pits right here. So if you actually saw it, you could figure out that there was something here. And then you could go down it and then have this super overpowered loot room.
I see.
This is actually... I think this is where one of... Yeah, this is the only actual colored shulker box.
Right, it was like a cyan shulker box. But yeah, this is good loot. Or light blue, I see.
You have you have the 4 normal ones, and then you have this extra shulker box.
I see.
And the sugar box are really great for inventory again.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised I didn't use it as much as I thought I would. I did still definitely use it, especially in... I think I was using it less in the latter half of the map for some reason. And yeah, but just my usual conservative play. I'm also just always worried about losing things or whatever, but it was handy. But yeah, I'm going to see... Yeah, if they ever get back to work on 1.13 stuff that motivates me to go back. Like I'm trying to develop some of my own inventory management command block programming, something for future stuff.
I would love to have some more inventory space.
Yeah.
Just because it's still kind of convoluted to put down a
Yeah, it's just too many steps. You open your inventory, you put it on your hotbar, you set it down on the ground, you open it up, you start swapping some things out in your inventory, then you switch out of your inventory, you use your pickaxe to break it back up, and then put it back in your inventory. Like it's just like 17 steps in order to manage inventory.
I like War's idea of just being able to right click it in your inventory, because it's...
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if they'd
it's
add
not,
UI,
it's not like you can stack them.
Right.
You can't stack them, so it's literally right click and then you open it, and you could press escape to get out of it or something.
Yeah, so it would be totally reasonable. There's something up in the ceiling here too. Oh, this is the emerald I didn't find. I see.
I think you were even looking at this. Like you even said like, oh, there's a lighting queue up here.
Oh, really? I was just about to say I want to come back down here and turn off my night vision. Yep, there is a lighting queue up there. Okay.
Yeah, this used to be like really obvious, but now there's only one torch.
I see.
So the spider pit down here. It basically acts as lava without actually using lava. Like you fall down here,
and it's basically you're dead.
Stuff is gone.
Yep. Because there's a lot of spawners. It would seem.
I like this rim kind of idea around it, so that the spiders can't really get up. Wait, how did these guys get up? Oh, because they pushed each other.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess if people did manage to get down here and find this loot, then they deserve it. More power to them.
It's something for your troubles.
Yeah. That's a lot of troubles. Oh, there was a chest and golden apples that I just broke over here. I didn't get a chance to see what else was inside of it. I broke it from the bottom. A couple of golden apples.
Wait, you never got this?
No, I never went out here.
That's one of the that's one of those unique loot chests. Do you have like an iron sword with Bane of Arthropods, knockback 2, and...
Yes, I do. And sweeping edge. Okay. Swarm fender.
Oh, that's actually a good thing.
There's no efficiency swords in this map, though, are there? You could put efficiency on shears. And I considered doing it, but never did it.
What level of Bane of Arthropods and Thingamajigger, Sweeping Edge?
Bane of Arthropods 3, Sweeping Edge 2.
Oh, so it is actually a good...
I'm not sure if it'd be a one-hit kill, I guess. Can I test it out? It might be.
So, could you hit a lot of these silverfish at once? Like when you're standing? Without pressing shift?
Yep.
Yeah, it kills them all. This is I kind of want to make a dungeon where you have tons of silverfish coming for you and could just obliterate them all at once.
That would be pretty cool. I could see that.
This kind of makes up for the awkward hitbox.
Yes, I've multiple times, like if I'm playing bingo and like trying to hit a baby zombie, like if I have a sword, like I'll just hit another zombie nearby as a way to hit the baby zombie.
And especially because this instantly kills so many silverfish at once.
Right.
I think it's quite a good sword.
Yeah, at definitely in a spider and silverfish area, this would be a good sword. And we have... Yeah, I guess I also... It's pretty vertical or whatever, and so the water bucket wouldn't have helped a ton. Like, I didn't try to use water buckets and lava buckets in this area, but I was just trying to imagine what it would be like afterwards now. But it doesn't seem like it does like a whole ton. Like, if I throw a water bucket here, it's not going to take out that many spider webs in many places.
Mm-hmm. Because it's really like varied terrain.
Yeah.
I'm glad I removed quite a bit of all the cobwebs that were around here, just so there was more running space and less
I see.
let me constantly break webs.
Yeah.
Because that does get kind of old after a while.
Yeah.
At least what I saw from some other maps.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely chose to skip a portion of this area, and I think I've seen one other person. Well, I haven't seen enough people getting far enough in the map. But yeah, spider webs. I think definitely like people like avoiding them. People like, let's just skip this area. Let's go to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I like the way how I did spawners in here as well, where I put them kind of more up
yes.
high. I telegraph where they are,
Yep.
but I put them around endstone, which is
Hard to
slow to
break.
break.
Yep.
And I put webs around, which need a different tool to
Right.
break.
So you need two different
So,
tools, and it's up in the air, and the spiders have a chance to get you. Yep.
so it's spawners are obvious where they are, but it still takes a while to get to them and break them.
Yep.
And I kind of like that instead of just straight up hiding them somewhere like in a corner, like right here.
I do too. I think that's very well designed. Yeah,
And
it's one of those things I may not have loved this dungeon, but I definitely appreciated aspects like that.
Mm-hmm. And let me see what.
And then I can't remember where you go up to like get out of here.
Here.
Okay.
Wait.
I
I
gotcha.
keep
Yep.
saying here. Yeah. In the disco room.
And so there were like some blazes up here and cave spiders, I remember. Oh yeah, and I dropped my diamond sword or something.
Oh yeah, you did. Diamond pick.
Diamond pick, right. Yeah, which was a nice moment. And then out here, yeah, I think I didn't find all the loot that was here. There was Duragold somewhere.
Yeah, that's on top, I think. Yeah.
Okay. And then back over on top of this one, there was like potions maybe over here. Yeah, there's just some potions here.
This dungeon is really generous as well.
Yes.
There's a lot of iron. I think you may miss like a really big batch of it.
There was kind of, yeah, around all the cave spider spawners, there was like little bits of iron, but yeah, where's the big batch?
Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Oh, it's one of those clusters.
Oh, wow.
I didn't really use too many clusters.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing.
Oh, that's a mean one.
Seeing them anywhere. What's going on?
It's a skeleton inside like a web place.
I see. It's hard to see him, and then yeah, you can't hit him unless you're using arrows.
Skeleton webs are really mean, and then I think this is. Yeah, there's quite a lot of iron actually.
I see.
So it keeps on going.
Yeah, so this is definitely like every part of this dungeon is kind of like if you're willing to undertake the punishment or whatever, you'll be rewarded for it.
Mm-hmm. Like you said, Dodgeburn had a lot of iron. This one has quite a bit of iron as well. I guess it's more open and more like pick your poison.
Mm-hmm.
So you're more likely to miss more of it.
Right. Skeleton turret here. Yeah, this is a good mean thing.
I love these things.
Yeah.
I love these things. Skeletons and webs, like where you actually can see them.
Yep.
They're just immobile.
And yeah, I guess possibly the only criticism is that the wool is maybe too obvious where it's going to be.
Oh, this the gem version. It was literally hanging here. So it was, you were walking from monument to over here,
right?
And you were like,
you would just see the little box.
I know how to assault this area that I don't.
Ender pearl, get the wool. Ender pearl back out.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks. Bye.
So yeah, it's definitely better having it down there, and yeah, just having it be obvious that this is going to be the area that it's in, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I did enjoy when I came over here. Yeah, like I was reasonably powerful at that point, and so it was just like, take my time, let's break every single spawner, make this area perfectly safe, which is kind of the style I enjoy doing anyway, so it was fun.
I like the aesthetic of this. Oh, flying creeper. I like the aesthetics of this dungeon as well, where it's
Yeah.
like kind of black and white, zebra striped, with this change to
I
it.
see. Yeah, I
And
wasn't even thinking
then,
about the color palette. I just love the big webs and the little webs.
and you have these big webs. Because I could have just put cobweb bridges and then just spammed webs around everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the feeling of just actual big webs that are made out of
Yeah, the
webs.
wool looks better, and it also becomes a game mechanic over here when the blazes come because they start setting it on fire and then it starts burning down.
I could have actually put more of those because I think Terraria did this a lot, where it had like these when you get near the wall where the blaze spawner was,
Mm-hmm.
kind of these. I don't know what they're called, where you have these things hanging from the ceiling. I think those are like prey that spiders caught or something.
Okay.
I don't
Oh,
know
okay. I see what you're
precisely.
saying. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like it's
Yeah,
something
kind
that
of
the
like.
spider wrapped up or whatever, like food to go eat later kind of thing or something.
And I could have put more of these spawners basically everywhere if I want to make it more difficult. Just
Right.
put something in the air and it already becomes more difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, just the one blaze spawner here. Yeah, there'd even been just like one more possibly near the edge of the wall that might have made things a lot more difficult.
There's a cave spider spawner here.
Yeah.
There are 3 spider spawners and I think 6 creeper
There's a lot
spawners
of creeper
on
spawners
each
around the
pillar.
edge and on the top, I think. And I think there were more cave
Oh,
spiders also, like just like down here in some of the pockets of iron.
yeah, in all these pits.
Yeah.
Whenever fellow map makers, whenever an area is really flat, just add like pits or boulders to it. Just some height variation. It's always like a really useful tip. If something feels boring, flat, empty, add height variation.
So the Duragold tools are up on top. I can't remember where the Duragold armor was.
It's in this upper one, right?
Fireworks? Ah, I see. Okay. Got it. Yeah. And sadly, yeah, I found this after it would have been useful.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I was kind of stingy with the Duragold in this map. Just
well,
because again, this kind of survival part of the
yeah.
map.
I think there's two things. One is the power curve from the open world that we talked about before, that you
Mm-hmm.
can't give people overpowered armor. And the other is it's a smaller map. So
That as well.
you don't need to give out, yeah, 3 sets of Duragold or whatever. Like one set is
Yep.
fine, I think.
When spiders fly. Whee!
um,
I believe I can fly.
let's see. Do you want to continue around the wall or do you want to do any more of the... Let's go back to some of the just kind of pillars that are over in this area. Because I know over by the sign, between dungeon 5 and 6, there is a chest over here that I think I saw when I was up on top of Dusty Peak.
This is one of those, hey, look at me. And especially, like, this is one of those logic things. Like, there's a tree on top of a mesa pillar. Like, you've never seen that elsewhere. And why does it grow on, like, straight up rock? So it's like, hey, come look at me.
I don't really think that way, but okay.
Yeah, that's just one of those map maker overthinking ways. Because you need to be really obvious. This is not one of those things.
But yeah, then other people manage to spot. And I like the way, I mean, just the way the canyon looks. Like you have yellow and red stripes or whatever. And then you have the hay bales on top that are the yellow with red stripes kind of thing or whatever.
And from here you can see them as well. So it's like you see A and then I basically guide you from point A to point B.
Right. And yeah, let's see. If I didn't have, yeah, without night vision on, if I lean in, I can see that on my monitor normally. Yeah, I can't see that there's a colorful block that I should be looking at over here.
Oh yeah, dark monitor.
Yeah, but that's fine. But yeah, more hay.
Is it traps?
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
Saw Preox and Travel Dog get this one. I don't remember a trap.
I need to trap more. Need more traps.
This this map was a little bit light on traps, possibly. I'm not very fond of traps in general, but I will concede that there were not very many on this map.
Mm-hmm. At first, all the traps were just they were there were less traps, but the traps were heavier in terms of payments
I see.
on killing you and losing stuff. So there's kind of like a balance there. Like I could put a lot of traps that would not kill you, or put a few traps that would be detrimental.
So over here, there's a circle of shrubs, and that just leads to another stack of iron kind of thing over here. I think there was like 5 or 6 iron in here.
Circle of shrubs.
Top over here, sorry.
Oh, yes. Of course.
And yeah, and then this one, I think there were a lot of creeper spawners in here, possibly. Like this was actually reasonably tough to subdue for where it was in the map.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a chest over here that has just normal stuff. More hay bales. Another one of these
just a few
fireplaces that now that I see that it's a fireplace, I guess I get it.
Mm-hmm. My fireplace idea is always like I should have made these bricks probably. Yeah, but my fireplace idea is always iron bars, some flammable material, and then kind of surround it with like a stone type material.
Yeah.
This probably would have made more sense.
Yeah, I think the bricks would have gotten me more. The granite was, I don't know, granite's such an ugly block.
Mm-hmm. It's an earth tones block. So it's just a terrain block, not a actual building block.
Right. And let's see. I must have come up here, I imagine. I don't particularly remember, though. But the chest loot that's up here is not particularly interesting.
Oh, yeah, this one. Yeah, this is one of those random loot chests again.
Yeah. And did we, in the previous recording session, did we already go to the ghast place over here? I think maybe we did.
Yes, because I think I talked about the ghast fishing, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you did. Okay.
Somebody keeping a counter for every time I say yeah. I don't think we checked out this little cave, right? The coal cave. Fireworks!
Are you in the yellow sand?
Yes.
So the coal cave with the mushrooms on top? Yeah, I see the fireworks now, finally.
These mushrooms are here to draw your attention. Oh, hey, there's coal. It's kind of also like this kind of sandstone pillar thing.
Right. So a question that I have, because I've seen a number of people play and notice that there's sand in the ceiling, but it's not a trap, it's just some sand in the ceiling. Was that just kind of like a pasty kind of error, or was that intended to be anything?
It was a pasty error, and then that's how some traps just kind of evolve. They are just errors, and then I'm like, these are good mind games. I'm just keeping them in.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Like, also just having some false starts intentionally in the map. It's like, oh, there's sand in the ceiling. Let's make the player paranoid, and then cause them to be paranoid of nothing, so that next time they'll have their guard down.
That creeper really didn't want to live.
Hey, look, a gold block! Hooray!
Everywhere.
Best update ever.
It's like finding secrets.
Yeah, this is one place. This is one of those spots where I like said, okay, I'm gonna mine for. I think I just did like 2 minutes or something, but like I had set myself a timer in order to force myself to mine because I desperately needed the coal, but I hate mining. Yeah, this is way better though with the coal blocks. Now it's fun. So that's good. And then, yeah, I think there were like 2 pieces of iron in here. I see one over here. I think there was one over there. It's a little bit of stone. So yeah, for early in the map, this was a nice little resource area, but with the right amount of danger with the lava and the creepers. Oh, right. A no-leaf clover found this, and I didn't. And you can walk right past it. There's a sand block.
These are pretty good books, so I was like...
The Feather Falling 2 might have been useful. Oh, so might have been useful. At one point, I had Feather Falling 2 boots, and I was less than impressed with how much feather falling it actually provides. I wonder if the feather falling 2 books should be feather falling 3.
I think it becomes more significant the more you kind of go up.
Yeah, I don't remember, but I know for arid heights, basically, like, you were never going to have enough protection to really help you at all. And
Yeah, that's kind of too much, at least on the upper levels.
but yeah, I feel like feather falling 2 is, I don't know, not worth it. And so if you manage to get 2 feather falling 2 books and combine them with the feather falling 3, then it just starts becoming worth it. I don't know. That's just my opinion, but it's a random
Mm,
thought.
let me quickly feather falling to.
And I think,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now that you're saying, yeah. Okay. So it's basically feather falling. Feather falling level 2 is basically gives basically the same protection as projectile protection 3 against arrows. That same damage reduction, which isn't that much.
I see.
It's still a bit, but I guess not that significant because it's only one piece. And feather falling comes
Yeah, and I
in
mean, feather falling,
lots
it's
of
also the case
damage.
that in the case of feather falling, like, it's not damage reduction. Like, when you fall from somewhere high, it's just live or die.
Yeah, because it's bulk damage, not damage over time.
Right.
And
Um,
especially because how 1.9 does its or 1.9 plus does its damage, where it's the more damage it is, the less it gets reduced. So feather falling's basically
right. Without any armor toughness or
cancelled
something,
out.
it kind of like, yeah,
Yeah, okay. I need to keep that in mind then. To basically always have level 3 or higher with feather falling.
I think that would be good. Um, Yeah, and I guess kind of on that topic, I feel like you did a good job on this map, despite the fact that it is like high canyon walls and vertical. It was not as much vertical traversal as there was in the beginning of Corona Trials and the, what was the cool sky, colorful area?
Oh yeah, the Aurora
Aurora
Valley.
Valley, right. I felt like I
Hmm.
was always going up and down and up and down, and it was like a huge traversal thing there. And here, you don't actually have to stack up or swim up waterfalls or ladder down and all kinds of crazy things like all over the place.
Hmm.